49-year-old Tammy Klaus is behind bars and faces murder and cruelty charges after a 10-month-old grandson was found dead and a 2-year-old grandson was left in a critical condition. The events unfolded on the 8th of May 2022 after the children's mother, Rachel Herbert, drove 2 hours from Denham Springs to East 3rd Street in Broussard, Louisiana, and left her children with her mother, Tammy. On the 16th of May, after Rachel hadn't heard from her mother for over a week after trying to ring and text her, she drove to her home, but when she arrived there that evening, Tammy refused to open the door for her. Rachel then contacted the authorities and requested a welfare check. At around 10 p.m, officers forced their way inside their home, where they found a 10-month-old baby deceased and a 2-year-old near death. The eldest child was rushed to a local hospital in a critical condition, which later improved to stable. It was determined that her infant child died of malnutrition and dehydration, as neither child had consumed any food or water for over a week. The infant's death was ruled a homicide. Tammy was arrested and is held in custody at the Lafayette Parish Jail, with her bond set at $300,000. Rachel said that her mother took care of her children in the past with no issues. She said, "The fact that I have to bury my infant breaks my heart even more. I just thought to myself, how could their grandmother do this? What caused her to do something like this? What made her snap?" 31-year-old Justin Moore fatally shot volunteer firefighter 24-year-old Jacob McClanahan while offering to help the man after he became stranded. The incident occurred just before 9:30 p.m. on the 16th of May 2022, when Justin, a father of 8 from Owensboro, Kentucky, had left his ex-partner's home and was driving along the 12,000 block of State Road 135 in Palmyra, Indiana, when he ran out of gas and pulled his vehicle to the side of the road opposite the Ferrell Gas Depot. Justin had asked the local residents for gas or money to obtain fuel before returning to his car, which was still partially in the road. Soon after, Zachary Holly, a local police officer, arrived to assist Justin. It was about this same time that Jacob, a volunteer firefighter, was travelling down the same road in a pickup truck with a friend when he spotted Justin's vehicle. Jacob pulled his truck over and offered his assistance to Justin and Zachary. During this time, Zachary asked Justin if he had any weapons inside his vehicle. Justin replied by saying he did not have any weapons in the car, but he was in possession of a small knife. Zachary asked Justin to place the knife inside the vehicle. Justin then opened his door to his car, reached inside as if to put the knife away, and then quickly turned around with the shotgun in his hands. He then fired the shotgun at the police officer, when Zachary reacted by drawing his own gun and firing back at him. Justin fired a second time, but this time fatally striking Jacob. Zachary returned fire once more, striking and killing Justin. Zachary, who's been in the department for about 4 years, received minor injuries during the shootout and has since taken voluntary leave of absence. Justin's mother, Rachel Crisp, said her son's been experiencing hallucinations lately, where he believed he was a werewolf being targeted by vampires. He was talking about vampires following him home and nonsense stuff like that. It just doesn't make any sense. She said she felt incredibly sorry for Jacob's family and that his death had been senseless. He was just there trying to help my son. I feel sorry for his parents and family members, she said. Here he was trying to do a good deed and everything, and then get caught up in a mess like this and end up losing his life. 31-year-old Jonathan Mace has been arrested and charged with preying on a minor and hitting an officer with a car. The events unfolded at around 9 p.m. on the 17th of May 2022, when detectives were conducting a sting operation after Jonathan made contact with a juvenile online for his own lewd purposes. It was reported that Jonathan sent explicit images to a minor and requested the same in return. Jonathan made plans that evening to meet the juvenile in Riverview, Vidalun, Louisiana, and when he got there, he was met with detectives who ordered him out of the vehicle. Instead, he refused, and he placed the vehicle in reverse with the driver's side door open. He then accelerated backwards at a high speed, ramming into a police vehicle, striking an officer, and narrowly missing others. Officers fired shots at the vehicle which disabled it, and they were able to arrest Jonathan. The investigators learnt that Jonathan was living in a camper trailer at the Vidalia Riverside. Jonathan was charged with computer-aided solicitation of a minor, indecent behaviour with juveniles, aggravated assault on a police officer, and criminal damage to property. The authorities say further charges are pending.